Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the Invetero Coquette D10, and I'm about to find out if it'll off-road. This is our first of two cars today. Of course, it's always two cars today, but I don't have the thing where I don't always say, hey, go vote, so I gotta say something here. I like the D10. I think it's a beautiful car. I've always been a fan of Corvettes, and that's clearly what this is based on. So I was quite pleased to see the most recent Corvette added to GTA Online. In terms of performance, it's, I guess, maybe not as exciting as it should be, considering what its real life counterpart is capable of. Especially the move to mid-engine, you would think maybe Rockstar would have given it a bit more, but there we have it. This thing has an incredibly lively back end, which makes for a lot of challenges in the dirt. Of course, it also seems to have a pretty bad off-road traction loss score, because you can tell it's just being held back. Excuse me, it's being held back by the dirt quite a bit. And of course, like most cars that sit down low, every little bush and bit of grass kind of just slows it down. So you've got to really try to avoid them. And you can see if you touch them with just one half the car, it tends to pull. And it's a struggle. You know, obviously, if you're going off-roading, you don't say, I think I'll take the D10. But that's not the point of this series. The point of this series is to get together with friends and drive up and down the mountain and have a lot of fun. While comparing how every single car off-roads, because you never know. You never know when you'll be driving this car and, you know, going up and down Mount Chiliad, your only hope to get across the map. Who knows? It could happen. Maybe. Possibly. Probably never, but it could happen. But yeah, it's struggling a lot with all the different grass and everything. That's the main thing. That you can't, as you can see, you can't really put the power down, because if you do, the back end just starts, you know, wiggling all over the place, and you wind up in a massive car accident and dead at the bottom of the mountain. So yeah, it's just, it wasn't a great deal of fun to drive up the mountain. It is getting a respectable time. You know, it's going to come in under 3 minutes, and anything that comes in under 3 minutes is typically okay for off-roading, but this is not an off-road vehicle by any stretch of the imagination. And if I have to point that out, then there's something wrong. So I guess I probably shouldn't have pointed it out to begin with. But we are coming around to our final little climb here, and struggle to find right where I could get grip on with the accelerator, but found it, and we're up in 2 minutes 47 seconds. So will the Coquette D10 off-road? I mean, technically yes, but again, you don't wanna, you really don't. That makes it 11th out of 45 sports cars, just under a second slower than the Tropos Rally, believe it or not. So I mean, it's sitting up there among some pretty competent off-roaders. Of course, nothing's going to touch that 224 that the ISCE Sport got. It also makes it 53rd overall out of 278 vehicles that have been tested as of this video. Please pardon my sniffles. As usual, it's allergies. I was outside with the dog, and you know, outside, and my allergies don't get along. Hi, Spin. Not the first time we're going to see Sven do that today. And as he manages to somehow save it and not go plummeting too far down the mountain, I think. Looks like maybe he saved it. So going back down is much the same problem. I can't ever get on the gas because the back tires will just spin, which will cause oversteer. And then we'll wiggle all over the place and, you know, go, well, we'll do what Sven did. Plus the grass as we're going down. Every time I hit it, the car pulls in that direction, slowing down that side of the car, but not the other side of the car. And of course, that too causes really weird trajectory issues. But as long as I keep the speed down, it's okay. It just makes for kind of a not exciting drive. I do like driving the D10 just out on city streets and everything. It's livelier and can be a lot of fun if you know what you're doing in a car. So, you know, it can be a lot of fun to drive. I just wish it had a bit more oomph. That was a close call. I think Hobo wound up doing the same thing behind me. Like the exact same thing as he came down. It's hard to say because I can't see behind me. One of these days I would like to do a bullet off-road where everybody records their perspective and I have it all synchronized on screen. I think that could be a lot of fun just to see all the perspectives. But that also takes a lot of coordination to get a lot of people to upload a lot of footage to me. And then I have to edit it all and get it in sync. And that's a pain. So on second thought, no, that won't be fun. That'd be terrible. Coming back down on the asphalt where, like I said, this car can be a lot of fun. Managed to hold a nice little drift around that corner. And yeah, I gotta say, that was some good driving right there. And we are down as we tag the car, or that truck there. 2 minutes, 33 seconds. So we're gonna head back to the top of Mount Chiliad. Nobody flew over to the left-hand side of the screen because they screwed up the jump. By the way, make sure you are playing Will It Off-Road Bingo. The link is in the description down below. And if you play along and you manage to score a bingo, then make sure you throw bingo in the comments of the video. We've still only had like 3 or 4 bingo winners total. So Roy would like to see somebody else get bingo again. Or one of the people who previously got bingo get bingo again. Gee, there was a yellow and black Coquette. I wonder who that could have belonged to. Oh, there goes the door. Oh, there goes the engine cover. Yep, shedding body panels. The garage sale has begun. Looks like the frunk's going to be next to go because it's pretty rough there. I'm surprised it didn't go right there, honestly. You know, despite the fact we spent a little time on our roof, we're doing okay. It's not too shabby coming down here, though, you know, hitting the tree. Oh, there goes the frunk. Hitting the tree was a bit of an issue because I couldn't roll the one direction and not to roll over the other direction requiring going to the tree. So, yeah, a bit of a problem. There's spin in my way. Causing me to go into another tree. But hey, you know what? I think he taunted me. He's like, haha, I win or something like that. But then he screwed that up. I screwed this up, managed to go over the tunnel instead of under it. But hey, it looked pretty good. Accidental 6 stunt accomplished. I think so anyway. And look who's in the lead now, Sven. So, up again, trying to get up and over the woodpile with one of these cars. I don't think I'm ever going to do it. I got tagged by somebody there, but I was determined not to let them through, so I turned around in the weirdest way possible. But Sven did win in the end. 1 minute, 48 seconds. Let's take a look at the damage, and Donkey's car became retro. All lights, most windows, the front and engine cover are gone. The left door is gone. And minor body damage, and apparently someone has pissed off the rednecks. Yeah. Anyways, let's take a look at the support vehicles and see how they fared. Like I said, Donkeys took so much damage, it became an earlier model, and somehow one became a Buffalo. But that's going to bring us to our next vehicle. The Bravado Gauntlet Classic Custom. 4 words. You know how much hell it is to put on a thumbnail, Rockstar? Come on. Anyways, I love this thing. It's beautiful. It's great. It has a lovely, lovely noise that it makes when you're just sitting at idle. Fantastic car. And the wheelies. So we are off the mountain in a muscle car. Muscle cars historically not the best performers up a mountain. Go figure. You know, there's no replacement for displacement except maybe we could use a little bit of extra grip. This one, though, was a lot of fun, even though it doesn't turn in, I mean, it turns in an okay time, but, you know, nothing to get excited about. But this car, I was really able to steer with the back wheels quite a bit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's that whole oversteer thing. If you do it just right in a rear-wheel drive car, and get the tires to give up a little grip, but not all, you can actually get them to help you steer around the corner. because the back end is sliding a bit while the front wheels still have grip. And it's, you know, a lot of people call it driving by the accelerator or steering with the accelerator. And it made for a lot of fun with this car. Honestly, I pushed it a lot harder than I probably would in most muscle cars, just because it was so much fun to do. Just to keep the back end kind of just swinging around, but in a very controlled way. Like with the D10, it wasn't. Finding that point of control was a lot more difficult. With this, it was pretty easy, turn after turn after turn, to just blip the throttle a little bit and get the back end, just kick out just a smidgen, and then use that angle of attack to get around the corner better. Made for a lot of fun going up, though I wish I would have done it here a little better because didn't get around that corner so well. But yeah, you know, it makes decent progress. But again, do you really want to go off-roading in a muscle car? You don't, except maybe the Picador. It's all-wheel drive. Whoop, minor fender bender with Commander Hobo. The big old Bison just didn't have the brakes to get him slowed down in time. And of course, he was taking the cheating line, and wow, those bushes stopped me dead. I did not hit the brakes there. That's just the effects of the bushes. Again, it was like 2 updates, maybe 3 updates ago that really became exaggerated. And I don't quite understand why Rockstar had to make that change. But we're coming up for our last little climb here. And pretty drama-free, a little bit of wheel spin, but really not too bad. We're up, barely missing the hikers. 2 minutes, 50 seconds. But Sven's going to take care of them. So yeah, it'll off-road. I didn't ask the question because I was waiting to see Sven do that. And that was the Cargo Mob meeting its demise. The Cargo Mob. That would be a great name for a helicopter. Commander Hobo was finally able to get back into his truck, so we are able to head back down the mountain. Which, the first little bit, doesn't really go so well. Got on the gas a little too soon, and the back end came around on me, and then I had to be careful because the back end is now hanging off the side of the trail. But we got it in the end. Everybody's waiting on me, so all's well that ends well. We'll see. I can't really remember how this goes, honestly. I mean, we just recorded this 2 days ago when I'm doing this voiceover, and I think there's issues. Okay, yeah, this happens, I think, a lot. Don't honk at me, Hobo. That the back end, up there we go. See, remember when I said it's not the first time we see Spin falling off the side of the mountain? There he went again, and Donkey fell off the other side of the mountain in his stolen Buffalo, and went kaboom. That was the noise you heard. Not the only time we're going to see Donkey go kaboom in the near future. Next week, I mean, I don't know what happened, but in next week's video, Donkey definitely goes kaboom. He goes kaboom so bad he takes somebody out with him, which is pretty epic. But again, I have no possible way of knowing what could have happened to cause him to go boom. Steering with the throttle is even more fun coming back down the mountain. And you can tell, like, I'm not at all following a decent line at all, and it's leading to mistakes like this. Because I was just having a good time making the car slide around. Barely bumped the hiker, though he didn't seem to register that I hit him, so whatever. Tough guy. But I did have a lot of fun with this. So again, while you really don't want to take a muscle car off-roading, it was a lot of fun. And maybe you do want to take a muscle car off-roading. I don't know. The whole question of will it off-road is kind of silly, honestly. And it started silly. You know, we started with the Enos Cognoscenti was our first vehicle. Most off-road tests are only off-road vehicles. Oh, hello. And trucks and SUVs, but why wouldn't you want to test, like, I don't know, maybe next week, the open wheelers to see how they do off-road? Which, spoiler, not too bad, actually. So the tree mini crashes had a unique visit. First time I've kind of driven up that tree. Again, it's just because I had the back end going all around, and Steering not so precise at that point. Managed to hit that hiker twice, once with the front bumper and then again with a massive wing on the back. One of the few times I will put a massive wing on the back of a car because it just looks right. Because, you know, nostalgia. No, nostalgia isn't what it used to be. We are down 3 minutes 1 second. It's an incredibly long time for a controlled descent. But we're now back at the top of the mountain at sunset, and we're going to fling the thing off the side with a wheelie, nearly flipped over. But we're on our way down now. Once again, Donkey is in a stolen Buffalo, another white one. I don't remember if he makes it or not. I really can't remember. We'll find out soon enough. There goes a bit of the rear bumper. I don't remember if I put that on the damage description or not. But definitely a tiny bit of the rear bumper just let go. It's really hard to tell, though, that anything's missing just at a glance. Like the chrome or the white bit's still there. It was a piece of green that came off. Where did it even come from? Oh, it's right below the taillights. Yeah, that little panel right. So it's not even, I guess that would technically be the bumper. Yep, reach out, close the door. Love it when the NPCs do that. So Sven is the one who's dying, not because his car blew up, but because apparently when he landed so hard that his car partially clipped into the ground and he couldn't go anywhere. Like, not forward, not backwards, nothing. The car just became fused with the mountain. So sadly, he was stuck way up the mountain. Everybody else had already passed him. Somebody could stop and give him a ride. So Sven dies a few times during this damage descent. Big sad. Big sad. Did the bumpy muddy bits. Was a bit rough, but we're up. Almost cleared the wood pile. I managed to hit the smaller one. But we are down with lots of wheel spin. 1 minute 42, almost 43 seconds. And we'll take a look at the damage on the Gauntlet Classic Custom. Way too long. Windshield and rear window gone. Left tail lights gone. Hood and rear bumper. I did mention the rear bumper. Missing. The doors of the trunk won't close. And there is minor body damage. Plus there's a fist fight taking place just over to the side. There's a look at our support vehicles. Sven's car became an Asta rope somehow. Which looks great for having come down the mountain. Wow, good job, Sven. But that's going to do it for this week's Will It Off-Road. Come hang out with us on the Vainglorious Discord community. And if you do and you play on PC, you can join us on Sundays when we record our Will It Off-Road videos and other Vainglorious community videos. But until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.